Sure, thanks, Carrie. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well today. I'm Dan Calandro. I'm from the library. It's nice to see you all. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the library and stuff. I'm going to stress that we are not the bookstore. You cannot buy books from the library. If you want to give us money, feel free, but we can't give you a book. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. So if you need to buy your books, I'll show you the bookstore link, and you can go and buy your books either online or in person. But the library, you cannot buy books from the library. I know, what a shame. If you guys have any questions, concerns, things like that, just let me know. I'll stop and answer them as best I can. If you put them in the chat and I don't see it, just someone unmute themselves and blurt out and let me know. So I'll just point out a couple of things today with the library, and I really want to stress that the library is kind of one of your places where you can not only do a little bit of hanging out, but whatever you need help with, whether it's finding a book, finding resources to do a paper, directions to someplace else on campus, we're more than happy to point you guys in the right direction. Um, the other thing I want to say too, and this is more of a geography type thing. Some of you guys may see on your schedule that you've got a class or something in LB 205 or LB 218. You cannot get to the second floor of the library building from the library. The library is just on the first floor. So library is LB1 something. If you see LB2 something, you got to head upstairs, and you can't go through the library because there's no stairs in the library anymore. They took them out. So you got to go up the stairs by security, and you'll be able to find your LB20 something room from there. All right, so I got a little PowerPoint here. I'll show you guys. And again, if you've got questions, concerns, let me know. I'm gonna share my screen. Let's see. And we should be able to share here. Share. Okay. All right. So there's my screen. Now, the last time I was sharing my screen with Zoom, it kept dying on me, so I'm not gonna do that with the PowerPoint here. All right, so this is my little PowerPoint here. Why is the library important? It's kind of important for a lot of reasons. Some of the reasons you probably think you know, in that if you basically use the library, you'll get better grades. That's kind of maybe perhaps the most important things. So just when you're doing your work, the library has materials, has stuff selected for you to help you, whether it's write your paper, study, whatever it is you're interested in. Academically, the library can help you with. What we also have in the library is really just kind of a space that's designed to allow you guys to do your work. If you need a quiet study room, we've got that. If you want to work with a group, you can do that. If you didn't bring your laptop or something like that to campus, we've got a PC lab. We've got Wi-Fi throughout. So the library is kind of set up for you guys to do your work in a comfortable environment. I can attest that the chairs are very nice. They're good for napping. Not that I've personally done it, but I've seen it a lot. So yeah, these are just some of the services that we've got. We've got the study space, the group and individual. Like I said, Wi-Fi throughout the library too. So if you want to bring your laptop to do work, you can do that. We've got books you can check out. We've got textbooks. So the current textbooks we have here available to you guys, I'll talk about that in a second. We've got our open PC lab, so if you guys need to print something, you can do that. If you have to fill out your FAFSA form and you don't have your laptop on you, you can do that, apply for a job, all that good stuff in the PC lab, in addition to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, all that good stuff. Got photocopiers, we've got some CDs, DVDs, things like that. We've got some newspapers, magazines as well that are available. And finally, probably the most important thing is help. Whether it's, I need directions to this place, or, hey, I've got a paper to do and I'm having trouble finding sources, putting sources into the paper, anything like that, we'll be more than happy to help you guys with. So when you walk into the library, most libraries really, whether it's Mercer or beyond, when you walk in, you're going to see two desks usually. One of the desks you'll see is the circulation desk. This is where you go and you check out books. So if you have a book you want to check out, you can grab it off the shelf, bring it up to us, and we can check it out to you guys. Your student ID is your library card. So when you want to check out a book and we ask for a student ID, that's it. That's your library card. That's your student ID. You can get that from security. I think you just show them your schedule and they can give you your ID. They take a nice picture. It's also where you get your parking sticker too, should you need that. But anyway, that's where you can get your library ID. So if you check out one of our regular books, our circulating books, you get it for 3 weeks. And when you're done with it, you just bring it back here. If you want to extend it, you can go into your account, you can extend it, you can call, you can email, you can stop by. So, if you need it longer, just let us know. The other thing that you'll like too is that we have copies of pretty much all of the most recent textbooks. So if you can't get your textbook right away for whatever reason, you can borrow it from the library. However, you cannot leave the library with it. It has to stay in the library. So you could say, hey, can I have the textbook for English 102? We can give you the textbook. We take your student ID. You can use it in the library for 2 hours. If you want to take pictures of the pages with your phones, if you want to make photocopies, that's fine. Just note photocopies are 10 cents per page. But again, this is the library's copy of the textbook. You can't buy it and you can't take it out of the library. So you have to use it in the library. So I've seen some of these textbooks. I've seen the Bio 101 textbook. It's about yay thick. So it's very heavy. If you don't want to cart it around, I completely understand. So you can come to the library. You can use our copy. Same thing too, if you want to, jump in for a quick refresher before your class or your test, you can do that as well here in the library. Just again, we need that student ID so you guys can look at that textbook. And again, can't leave the library. The second desk you'll see, again, in pretty much any library, is a reference desk. And this is where you can go to get help finding materials in the library, help with your research, with your papers, things like that. So if you know you need a newspaper article, if you need a book, if you need something like that, this is where the librarians can help you. They'll be more than happy to sit down with you. We can, sit right next to you, do searches together, show you how to do citations, things like that. Help is available in person. Help is also available via the phone, email, and our little chat program, and I'll show you that in a second. But whatever way you guys need help, we will be more than happy to do it. We've done Zoom calls like this before, or Teams, or Google Hangouts even. So if you guys can't make it to the library, or it's your day you don't have classes and you want to schedule a Zoom or Teams or Hangout or something, yeah, we can do that too. We're more than happy to do that. And we've got multiple librarians as well. So if you don't see me in the library, that's fine. There are other people who are vastly better at this, being a librarian, than I am, and they'll be more than happy to help you guys out with whatever you need. Final slide here. This is my contact info. So if you guys get lost or stuck or anything like that, feel free to call, to email, to stop by, swing by the library, say hi. I'm a Mets fan. I'm worried. This road trip was a disaster. So if you want to email me and commiserate about the Mets, feel free. But anything you need, Carrie put up her face so she could taunt me. All right, lay it, give it, go ahead.
No, I'm seeing you're one down. I wanted to see if anybody had questions. I didn't see any questions in the chat. I think you covered so many things. I'm not cutting you off at all. We can keep talking.
Yeah, no, I'm going to show them the library website real quick too, and
Yeah,
I'll point out
absolutely.
the bookstore too.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
Yeah, but this is my contact info, so please feel free to email me. The one time when we used to do the SOAR presentations, I did mention I was a Mets and Knicks fan, and a student wrote back, "I'm sorry." Yeah, you can blame my dad. I'm fortunately, unlike him, I'm also not a Jets fan, so yeah, he's got that burden to bear. All right, so good. Let me show you the library's website real quick to point out some things on the college website as well. So yeah, this is the college's website, mccc.edu. There you are. I want to point out a couple things. I'm pretty sure other presentations will cover this, but I feel like it's very important to point out multiple times, because this way, if you hear it a lot of times, maybe you'll remember it. Couple things I want to point out. These are not library related. Number one is your portal account, your My Mercer portal. This is where you basically go and do everything. So whether you want to access your email, whether you want to, sign up for other classes, things like that, your portal is going to look basically the same as mine. I have a few additional things, but this is what you'll see. These are, I think they call them cards now or something like that. Is that right? I've nodded. All right. See, I paid attention. But these are your little things here. There's forms, things like that. So if you want, you can go in here. You can take a look at these should you need them. this is kind of this is the employee one, but yours probably says student. If you just scroll down a little bit here, where it says Office 365, if you click on that, this will show you your Microsoft Office 365. This is your online version of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, things like that. You just click sign in, it should sign you in. Anyway, when you go here, this is where you can do the cloud version of Word, Excel, PowerPoint. You've got a OneDrive as well. If you guys are familiar with Google Drive or Google Docs, basically the same thing, just the Microsoft version of it. I like this better. It's a little more robust in terms of like stuff you can do. But there you can see all of these documents and stuff here, PowerPoints that we've done, things like that. What's nice is too, you can see, here's people who shared it with me. So like Professor Vondrak has shared her English 102 assignment. So, this is a great way if you're working collaboratively on some document, you can share it with your group mates or your professor or whoever needs to be shared with. Yeah, so there you can see all the stuff I'm sharing. And again, if you look on the left-hand side here, there's Outlook, there's PowerPoint, Excel, things like that. What I also want to show you is this. If you go to, oh, where did it go? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Took a second to pop up. If you look over here on the right-hand side here, see where it says install and more? If you click on that, you can download full versions of Word, PowerPoint, Excel, things like that onto your install Microsoft onto your personal computer. So you'll get the full version of Word, PowerPoint, Excel, things like that. And I think you can download it on up to about maybe 5 or 6 devices. So if you've got your laptop, if you've got a desktop at home or at your parents' house, you can install it on those devices. I like to say you can download it onto your computer, your girlfriend's computer, and your secret girlfriend's computer. So this way you can, do your papers wherever you are, or wherever you're not supposed to be, I guess. But yeah, so that's a nice little feature. So if you don't have versions of Word, PowerPoint, Excel, you can do that. And of course, too, you can store your documents in the cloud, things like that. Just final note, though, we want you to be at Mercer as long as possible. We like you here. But when you are released into the world after you've gained your vast knowledge and experience here at Mercer, this stuff will go away. So if you store anything important in there, whether you transfer out or you graduate, just make sure you download it or put it somewhere else in the cloud, because once you graduate from here, congratulations, but they're going to reclaim that space. So I just wanted to point that out. All right. If you go again back to the main college's website, and again, if you've got questions, let me know. The section I also like to point out here is under the current returning students section. You can see the link here for the bookstore. You'll note that the library and the bookstore are different pages. So if you go to the bookstore's website, this is where you can go and you can buy your textbooks. It's really super easy. You literally just click on the textbooks tab. You tell it what program you are, basically what campus. So probably most of you West Windsor or online. Select the term. So we can say it's fall. And then yeah, just pick your course. So make sure here we'll do English. So you need the course number. Come on. Sure, we'll do hospitality. Fine. Hospitality. We'll say 101, and then we can pick a section. Make sure you know your section too. Click on that. Give it a second, and then we can find the materials for it, which is nice. And you can put that good $25 book gift card to use. That had like a nice fancy design on it too. It looked very swank. So yeah, so there's your So there's your book. You can see too that this is a digital version. So this is how you can order books as well. One thing I will note about the digital version, you can see here, see the number of days. That's how many days you get it for. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes it's only a semester, like let's say 180 days or something like that. So if you do like an incomplete, for example, if you need day 181, you will lose access to this. So if you think that's going to happen, reach out to the help people with this stuff, and they can usually extend the access. But just keep this day's number in mind. Okay. Again, this is not related to the library, but these are tips I don't know anyone else is going to tell you. What's nifty too is you've clicked this little print list button. It gives you a nice little list that you can print out and take to the bookstore should you need it. So that's handy too. So if you order it online, you can do like a pickup in store and stuff like that too. It's just like going shopping at, Banana, I guess, or Old Navy.
This is so perfect because we don't have a webinar with the bookstore, so this is really informative. Thank you, Dan. Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna let them know. Maybe they'll give me a
yeah,
sweatshirt.
yeah.
I have a really nice fleece quarter zip that says like Mercer on it, and like it's absolutely perfect for when it's very cold out. Because I've worn it when it was like, oh, it's like 50. I'll just throw this on. No, I just sweat to death in it, but it's so nice. Okay, so that's the bookstore link. And then finally, the reason you're here is the library link. Lots of different ways to get to the library. You can do it through your portal. You'll see that there's a library link in there. But again, if you go to the current returning students, here's the link to the library services website. So this is where you guys can take a look at our databases, our electronic books, our catalog, things like that. There's citation guides. How to do an MLA stuff, APA stuff. Here's our hours too. You can see our hours as well. There's our contact info too. So if you want to call, email, stop by. There's social media that I haven't updated in forever. I guess I could post this video. Probably not smart to do that. It might get too many likes and then I'll have a problem. Monetize it or something. So, couple things I want to point out. There's really three main types of sources you can find here at our library. There are what we call periodicals. So these are newspapers, magazines, stuff that you're familiar with. So the New York Times, the Washington Post. And then there's also scholarly journals too, which would be basically material that has been written by a scholar or an expert, someone with a PhD in physics or history or whatever, they write them. And then it goes through a peer-reviewed process where other experts review the article before it's published. So this is good, high-quality, up-to-date information, in-depth information. So whether you want a periodical, if you want a periodical of any type, we have some available in print in the library, but the vast majority you'll find here in our databases, either the databases by subject or in MERSearch. And what you can do is you can either pick a specific database if you're interested in one. So if you wanted something about, humanities, so you had a literature paper to do, right? Or if you wanted to take a look at, say, maybe some recent newspapers, we have our newspapers database. So you can find the New York Times, the Washington Post, things like that. And again, this is, it's updated literally every day. So like we have today's New York Times, today's Wall Street Journal in there. Whenever a new journal issue comes out, it gets updated in the database. So lots of stuff in here. Very easy to search, not too dissimilar from Google. So if you guys want to look for, articles, things like that, this is how you would do it. You go in your database. See, it's telling you, look, you can, here's The Economist if you want to read that. Just click on full text, type in new student orientation. They didn't hire me because I could spell. So there you can put a new student orientation and there we go. Right? And you could even say, right, and watch this, community college. Put these double quotes around a phrase here like community college. Tell the database, give me these two keywords next to each other, and there we go. Look, someone wrote their PhD dissertation on Latinx student perception of new student orientation at community college. It was good. It was stellar. It's one page. Oh, this is from Illinois State, so I don't know what they did. Oh, look, there's Rowan. Engagement to the front door, impact of career class new student orientation. Here, this is for you, Carrie. I'm going to send this to you. Here, let's see how long it is. It's someone's PhD dissertation from Rowan.
Oh, and that's my alma mater, so I have to check that out.
It's 2009, so it's it's not too bad.
I'll check
Hey,
it
what
out.
happened?
Yeah.
Open. But anyway, the point is that if you want to find articles, things like that, you can. Ooh, it's 12 megabytes. This is a big file. But yeah, so if you're doing research, there you go. Look, we found someone's PhD dissertation. Look at this. Exciting. How many pages is it?
A lot.
It's 264. You've got time, right? You just skim this real
no
quick.
problem.
This is what I do. I kind of cheat. I go look at the chapters and I'm like, all right, which chapter am I interested in? I'll just read that one. Oh, there's a lot of figures and stuff here. This is too complicated for me. I'm glad this is a you problem.
That's great.
So again, yeah, look, real easy to find stuff too. And what's great about the databases is that when you find something like this, you can see we've got our, PDF here, so we can read it online, which is great. Here's the table of contents finally, right? So there we go. Okay. So we can read it online like we're doing. If we find something we really like, we can email it to ourselves.
Hmm.
There's our little button here. Move that out of the way. So you can download it, you can email it, and when you guys have a paper to do, you need a MLA APA formatted citation. There's your little citation picker. I'll pick MLA, give it a second, and there's our MLA formatted citation. So like when your professor is like pounding the table and is like, you got to do these citations, done. That's great. So that's one type of source that you guys will find here. The other type you guys will find will be our electronic books. So just like this database I showed you here, where you found this person's PhD dissertation. If you click on our electronic books library specifically, you can go and you can find electronic books. So it works the same way as a database, except instead of finding articles, periodicals, you'll find books. Again, we can take that same search here. I'll even go back. I'll copy that search just for Carrie. Get her something longer. Giving her homework so she can, when she's done with this, she can go on her vacation and read it at the beach. But there we go. I did the same search. Look, and there's close to 9,000 books on this particular search. So again, we can see if there's anything exciting in here. Okay. And again, we like a book. We click on it, loads up. There we go. I'll click on a random chapter. We can start reading it online, which is great. Because you guys now, you're starting in the fall, but as you know, the semester goes all the way into December, and the spring semester starts in January. It's cold. It might snow. So if you want to stay inside and stay warm and do your research, you can do that. Alternatively, if it's very hot out. So, the elements, if they keep you inside, they won't keep you from doing research, which is nice. So yeah, there you go. And then finally, too, we've got those are the electronic sources. And then if you click on catalog here, you can go and you can find our physical books. So if you want to come to the library to find a book, on community colleges, whatever it may be, again, you can copy and paste that same search in, see what you get here, and you'll see, here are the books available at Mercer. And what's nice too is that when you take a look at our books here, you can see that not only do we have the books from the Mercer Library, you'll also see that we have books from, if I can scroll down and find one here, well, a lot of community college stuff here, but you can see we've got the Lawrence branch, the West Windsor branch, the Ewing branch. So if you guys live in any of these towns, you can search your library as well, which is nice. And as a student, what that means for you guys, you can see there's a little place hold button next to each of these books. So what you can do is, oh, here's the perfect book, but it's available at the Lawrence branch. Well, that's fine. You don't have to drive there. Just click the little place hold button, log in, and you can get the book sent to here, which is great. And then when you're done, bring it back to us. We'll send it back. So there's a lot you can do at the library. And this is, just kind of touching the surface a little bit here. So that's what the librarians can do with you too, is we can look through all these sources when you guys have a paper and say, okay, let's see what we can find. Is there anything good? Which one works best for you? I know that when I do it a lot, I'll send students like, okay, here's, some articles, here's some books. Which one of these do you like best? Do they work for you? Do you need more? Do you need something more specific, something more general? And, we can work via email, in person, over the phone, whatever it may be. We're more than happy to help you guys out. But yeah, that's kind of the library in sort of a brief nutshell. This is what we do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dan. Does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you have a question for Dan, or put it in the chat. Remember, there's Dan's contact info if you want to reach out to him directly.
Yeah.
So he's in the library a lot too. You can pop in there.
Mm-hmm. And again, Carrie's going to post this on YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can always go watch it. You can share it with your friends.
Yep.
Help me go viral like that Turkish sharpshooter guy. Me and
It'll
he'll
be
hang out.
crazy. It'll be crazy. Yeah, that would be wonderful. So I am going to put in the survey right now into the chat. So if you go in your chat, if you click on that survey, please give us some feedback. and let us know how we did, how we can do better next time. We always want to hear from you. And then you can get into that drawing for that $20 gift card. We'll hang out for another few minutes if you want to, if anyone thinks of any questions while you're filling out your survey. But thank you so much for coming. A little plug for our next one. If you are part of the Business Technology or Professional Studies Division, we are having a webinar at noon today. It's a welcome from your dean, Dean Sosa. She wants to talk to you and welcome you to campus and give you a few helpful hints. She's really informative, really smart lady. She'll want to tell you a lot of stuff. Also at 3 o'clock, Center for Accessibility Resources. If you are in need of any accommodations, or if you had an IEP or 504 at your high school, it does not automatically transfer to college. So the CAR team will be able to really give you some information on how to work for accommodations that you might need at Mercer. So some really informational stuff for you today. Some more all week, so make sure you log into that orientation page on the website to see our full schedule. Any other questions?
Yeah, can I just give two
Yep,
final tips from
sure.
nerdy me?
Yeah.
I was very I don't want to use the word studious because I wasn't studious. Anyway, the point was I wanted to make sure I was organized for college. And the key to being organized is you have to organize two things. You have to organize your physical stuff and you have to organize your electronic stuff. So if you haven't used Office 365, OneDrive, Google Drive, don't just throw everything into a big folder online. That's not organization. That's the same thing as throwing stuff into a big pile on the floor in your room. That's not organization. Make folders for your classes, make folders for individual papers, paper 1, paper 2, whatever it may be, or, chapter 1 with your notes. Get organized digitally. Number 2, when you organize physically, this is how I did it. I got myself like a red poly folder and a red notebook, and I wrote, history on them. And I got a green folder and a green notebook, and I wrote English on them. Notice I'm not putting science ones on there because that's a disaster. But that's how I got myself organized. It was because it was not only in big letters, but it was also a visual clue. I know that my English is in the green. I know that my, physics is in the blue. So when you're leaving the house and you're rushing, because I know college students, you can say, well, I got what I got today. Physics, grab, go. You don't have to think. You just grab the blue one and go. And that's like a lot of what college is just making sure you've got yourself organized so
Yes.
that when deadlines come due, you're not spending 15 minutes trying to find stuff. It's there, you pick it up, you go and do what you need to do.
Developing the systems that work for you, right? And that's
Yeah.
perfect. I love
Yeah,
that.
everyone's
Yeah.
got their own system. That was mine.
Yeah.
I know when I had to pick up the red death statistics book, though, I was in trouble.
Yes. I had the same experience with statistics. Yes.
Don't give statistics to freshmen at 9 in the morning. That's not
No.
smart. They're not they're not mentally and physically prepared for such a thing.
All right, we have a quiet group here. I see no questions, but everybody's still hanging out. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Dan.
Yeah,
Thank you
sure, no
so
problem.
much.
Yeah,
Wonderful. And
thanks.
thank you for everybody who came in today. Please fill out that survey and we'll see you on another webinar this week. Have
Cool.
a great day.
Bye, guys. Thanks.